All right, this video is especially for those who come down here to make a living, to support their lifestyle, etc. So just a few tips how to get through 9 months of low season. We've got 3 months of high season that looks like the low season did many years ago. So things can get grim for people. A lot of people assume they're going to come down here and make a lot of money. This is not an easy marketplace, but you don't have to make it worse for yourself than it is. So here's a few tips. I'm going to use notes here to make sure I get all the information across that I believe you should hear. The first thing is proper planning prevents poor performance. Make sure that you are a chronic list maker. We have perfect memories, but we have shit recall. So if you have a sheet of paper and you think on paper, who do I need to call? Who do I need to have meetings with? What do I need to collect, deliver, buy, bring? All of these things should be in one piece of paper. I always carry a planner on me and I'm constantly updating it. And when you finish a task, cross it out. Who's next? What's next? And then work hard. You know, you got to work at least 6 days a week and then 12 plus hours a day, if not more. And a lot of people say, oh, that's not why I come down there. Well, if you have to work hard and then play hard. The next thing is prospecting. Depending on what kind of business you're running, I mean, let's say you're looking for clients, then it's leads, bookings, meetings, sales. So if you're not making enough sales, it's probably because you're not doing enough presentations. And if you say, well, I'm not getting any presentations, then it's probably because you're not booking them on because you don't have the leads. So you need to start finding the prospects, book them on, and then you do the presentation, and then you can close the business. If you are running an open door business, well, make sure you get as many people in there as you can. Make sure you advertise. Either be nowhere and just hand out some flyers or be everywhere. But don't be anything in between or you might just fail. And when you do get them into your business, value them. Make sure you tick all the boxes and then take feedback. There's an old saying, feedback is the breakfast, lunch and dinner of champions. So make sure if you run a restaurant, you have feedback forms. If you don't get that client back, at least get the feedback so you can improve your business. So the enemy of success is to become good enough. The next one here is, if you are in a type of business where you can approach folks, then make sure you are out there. There's no money made in the office, so get busy, network, go to events, go to markets, go here, there and everywhere, because opportunities usually come on 2 legs, 2 arms and, hair on top, most of them. You need to network, you need to get out there. No money made in the office. So build relationships is the other one. I've seen a lot of people come down here with some kind of big city attitude. They can just shit on everybody else. No, you got one chance to make a good first impression and a second impression and so on. So make sure you build relationships with people. Even if you run a restaurant, that supplier coming through the door, he or she could be the next family that comes in for dinner or for lunch. So how can you afford to treat them like shit or speak to them in a brash way? No, put out some nice ping, you get back nice pong. All right, the next thing is communication. I see people, they can be friendly face to face, but then they become really useless and arrogant sometimes once they're behind their device. Same when they drive their vehicle. So don't miss an opportunity. It's ping pong. Somebody sends you a message, reply. And the faster you reply, the faster you're letting them know, I care about you. I value your message. All right. If the phone rings, don't be a selective answerer. All right. If there are numbers in your phone, you can see, oh, that's Billy or that's Susan. Answer the damn phone unless you're in an awkward situation. And then as quick as possible, send them a message saying, I will call you back shortly in a meeting. Be professional. It's amazing how people come down here and then they, after a while, complain about how they're not making enough money, but they are not doing all the basics right. Be kind, be respectful, be professional, treat others how you'd like to be treated yourself. It normally works out a lot better. A lot of people said, oh, you'll be out of business in 2 years if they were a pessimist or skeptic. They're no longer on the island and I'm here many, many years later. So there's a certain way you have to conduct yourself. And remember, if you're in Sosua, Cabarete, it's 2 small towns. The word goes. If you scam people or you treat people like shit, the word does get around and then you've just pooped where you sleep. Not very smart. Anyway, I hope some of these ideas help you survive and thrive through the low seasons. and build your business. Have a great day. Stay positive.